for a term of 6 years. Agatha Wanjiku Wahome has also been appointed as Assistant Registrar for the same period. Clarice Owor Ongonga has been picked as the chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights alongside several other nominees to serve as High Commissioners, Ambassadors and Consul Generals in Kenya's foreign missions. Meanwhile, President Ruto met with principal secretaries in a high-level meeting to prepare for the nationwide rollout of the business support program under the Nyota project, where he once again called for patience from Kenyans, saying his administration is committed to delivering on pre-election promises.
We have 100,000 that are targeted under the business support. We have 90,000 on-job experience who will be twinned with trainers. And then we have another 20,000 for RPL, recognition of prior running, and then another 600,000 to be trained on AGBO. This is coming as a result of us being deliberate about doing something about employment, empowerment, and engagement with young people. This is one of the programs that I thought we need to give it a whole of government approach, because sometimes these programs get lost in the noise and in the usual. You know, we need to step it up so that we can give it visibility and we can get the right people engaged.
Now, in more politics tonight, former Deputy President and Democracy for Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua is claiming that the government has bribed some candidates ahead of the upcoming by-elections. However, speaking during the unveiling of his party's candidates here in Nairobi, Gachagua maintained that DCP remains strong and ready to compete and shake up the political scene in all the mini-polls and emerge victorious, despite setbacks in its bid to clinch vacant representative seats.
Experienced politician who have delivered 2 presidents to this country, and I know how to make a president. There is no president you'll make in a boardroom. Presidents are made in the field. Sindio? So sisi ni watu ya mashinani, and you must go and mobilize people and inspire them, and you must have content. People must remember what you say 1 month down the line. That is how you become a president. So sisi tuko hapo na tunasukuma ground, and I want to encourage all of you, mukitoka hapa murudi kwa ground. There are 5 options on how you get elected as an MCA, MP, senator, governor, or president. Option number 1, ground. Option number 2, ground. Option number 3, option number 4, option number 5. There is no other formula.
And former Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has now dismissed claims of a rift within the opposition. Speaking in Nakuru, where he held a meeting with Jubilee grassroots leaders, Matiang'i called for patience and discipline, expressing optimism that the opposition will remain united ahead of next year general election, the year 2027. His remarks come amid widespread talks of possible cracks emerging within the opposition camp.
So I wouldn't jump at things or make conclusions or speak about this or that. The arguments you see are actually good if you look at them from a positive point of view. Just imagine we were in a country where the thinking of one person rules the day and is the way everyone goes. And from time to time we will have differences of opinions, then arguments, then we will sit around the table and call each other together, speak to each other as brothers and sisters, resolve them, and identify the development challenges we have to face and do for our people.
And still in politics, the ongoing political efforts to woo Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka into the government continues to gain momentum as leaders allied to the ruling Kenya Kwanza administration are now urging Kalonzo to follow in the footsteps of ODM leader Raila Odinga, who has since abandoned the opposition and teamed up with President William Ruto. The leaders argue that Raila's strongholds have reaped significant development gains since his cooperation with the Kenya Kwanza administration, further adding that this may be Kalonzo's last opportunity to redefine his political image and to take a seat at the national decision-making table before retirement.
So I wouldn't jump at things or make conclusions or speak about this or that. The arguments you see are actually good if you look at them from a positive point of view. Just imagine we were in a country where the thinking of one person rules the day and is the way everyone goes. And from time to time we will have differences of opinions, then arguments, then we will sit around the table and call each other together, speak to each other as brothers and sisters, resolve them, and identify the development challenges we have to face and do for our people.
And apologies for that technical hitches. Let me take you back to that. And still in politics, ongoing political efforts to woo Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka into the government continues to gain momentum as leaders allied to the ruling Kenya Kwanza administration are now urging Kalonzo to follow in the footsteps of ODM leader Raila Odinga, who has since abandoned the opposition and teamed up with President William Ruto. The leaders argue that Raila's strongholds have reaped significant development gains since his cooperation with Kenya Kwanza administration, further adding that this may well be Kalonzo's last opportunity to redefine his political image and to take a seat at the national decision-making table before retirement.
Na pia huyu mwenzetu kiongozi wa Wiper, si tutapata nguvu zaidi ya kuleta maendeleo zaidi, kwa sababu mimi sina haja ya vita na Kalonzo. Sina haja na vita ya kiongozi wa Wiper.
Sisi hatuna ubaya na ndugu yetu Kalonzo. Tukiwa hapa tuko katika boma yake. Hatuna vita. Sisi tunaleta mazuri kidogo ile tunacho. Na mtu akipata kidogo kutoka kule anarudisha nyumbani.
Kwa hivyo kiongozi wetu tungependa akuje, tuingie ndani ya serikali, tufanye kazi pamoja, tuwe na maendeleo, ndio sisi tumbizibake nje.
And away from politics to matters higher education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos Ogamba has urged lecturers through their unions, that is WASU and KUSU, to call off their strike, assuring them that the government is implementing the return to work agreement. Ogamba made the remarks while launching national examinations at the Kenya National Examination Council headquarters in South Sea, Nairobi. But public university lecturers have vowed not to return to lecture halls, insisting that the nationwide strike will continue until the government fully meets their demands. The stalemate between the government and the university dons has now brought higher education in the country to its knees.
Negotiations for the 2025-2029 CBA are currently at the preparatory stage. SRC has already issued the negotiating beacons, that those are the parameters required to guide the negotiations between the universities and staff unions. In anticipation of these guidelines, the University Forum had convened an initial negotiation sessions from 19th of September 2025 and Saturday 20th September 2025. Although WASU did not attend the initial meetings, they have indicated their readiness to participate once the beacons are provided by SRC as stipulated in their letter of 16th of September 2025. KUDEA, on the other hand, have confirmed and have complied with the court order and are ready to proceed with the talks in earnest. The substantive negotiations for the 2025-2029 CBA cycle are therefore expected to resume from the 6th of October 2025.
I would like to inform you that the ministry is actively working towards the successful transition of the first cohort of the competency-based education learners to senior school in 2026. To support this, a range of regulations and procedures have been developed to effectively guide the transition process. I therefore urge you to continue in reorienting secondary school teachers towards competency-based education to prepare them to receive the first CBE cohort in 2026.
And still on matters education is that all is now set for this year's national examinations, with the Kenya National Examination Council warning the public against falling victim to fake question papers or any schemes schemes of exams malpractice. NEC Chief Executive Officer Dr. David Njegere says strict measures have been put in place to deliver a transparent and credible exam season. He added that security has been heightened and new guidelines issued to ensure smooth administration of the test. The exams are scheduled to run from October 21st to November 21st, with students, teachers, and parents assured of a fair and credible process.
NEC conducted a pilot study in 265 sampled schools countrywide in July 2024, that's last year. The report of that pilot informed the preparation of Kayesi sample papers, which were shared in all junior schools through the CBA portal in January this year. So anyone who is selling those papers and telling Kenyans that this is a leaked exam, please don't waste your money on those kind of papers.
Has released over 282,940 teachers as center managers, supervisors, and invigilators. We have equally recalled all our field officers who are on leave so that they facilitate this examination process.
And moving on, in the ongoing bid to register new voters ahead of next general elections, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that is IEBC officials in Kitui County, are now calling on residents with national identity cards to turn out in large numbers and register as voters at their offices. According to IEBC officials in the region, turnout for the continuous voter registration exercise, now in its 5th day, remains low compared to their targets. The electoral body is now targeting to register at least 6.3 million new voters by the year 2027.
Kuandikisha wale wapigaji kura. Niseme kama mtu amefikisha miaka 18 na akona ile kitambulisho original na passport. Hii zoezi tunalifanyia kwenye maofisi ya tume ya uchaguzi ya eneo bunge.
Na target yetu sana ni wanarika wenye wamepata vitambulisho juzi ama mwenye amekuwa na kitambulisho na hajajiandikisha. Kwa hivyo mkuje tuandikishe kama wapiga kura ndio sauti yenu iweze kusikika.
Anza kuandikisha.
And the African Instituted Churches Kenya chapter has called on the government to take urgent action and provide lasting solution to ease the soaring cost of living and economic hardship bedeviling the country. The clergy also stressed the need for swift measures to address challenges at the Social Health Authority (SHA), stem corruption in public institutions, and the ongoing lecturer strikes that has paralyzed learning in public universities. They further appealed on Kenyans to turn out in large numbers and register as voters ahead of next general elections.
The cost of living remains unbearable.
And welcome back to the second quarter of EBN TV Weekend Edition. My name is George Kayesi, and on sign language interpretation, I'm joined by Laura Omondi. Moving on, in Nyeri County, a family of 14 narrowly escaped death after the vehicle they were traveling in overturned at Kiamwiru area. 3 people were seriously injured and are currently receiving treatment at Nyeri Referral Hospital. According to County Police Commander Andu Mbogo, the family was heading to a funeral when the incident occurred. Investigations are ongoing to establish the exact cause of the crash.
Kuanguka kwa shamba, lakini watu wameumia zaidi. Sisi tumewasaidia kuwatoa kwa shamba, kukaleta kwa parapara, wakachukulia na ambulance.
Ili katika hiyo shaft yake, baada kukatika ikainua gari juu. Gari ikaegemea pande ya kushoto na ndio ikaweza kuumiza wale walikuwa ndani. 3 wamepata majeraha makubwa na wengine wamepata majeraha madogo madogo. Wale wako hospitali ni hao watatu, wengine wamekuwa discharged. Pale mahali kuna mteremko, hatuwezi kusema kwamba ilikuwa ni makosa ya driver kwa sasa, lakini tutaomba madriver kwamba wawe wanapeleka gari zao kukaguliwa ili ziwe katika hali nzuri zikiwa kwa barabara zetu.
And residents of Londa in Viga County are reeling from shock after an elderly woman was brutally murdered at a home on Thursday night. The 80-year-old woman was hacked to death with machetes by unknown assailants, with witnesses saying the attackers did not steal anything from her house, pointing to a possible premeditated killing. The grieving family and neighbors are now calling on the authorities to fast-track investigations and ensure justice is served, even as they urge the security officers to work closer with residents to curb insecurity in the area.
Eskuri tumesitikisha kwa mambo kifo chake sana, kwa maana ni mama, alikuwa mama hana akona huzuni, na mama ambaye alikuwa na upendo kwa sisi wote, na tungeomba serikali ichukulie hatua hii maneno ambayo imefanyika kitu kibaya, kitendo kibaya sana ambayo tujaiona kwa maisha yetu hapa. Na hapa Ipanga tunataka insecurity ambayo security hamkuna, tukweko na mapatrol, tufanye patrols, tufanye nini, kwa maana hii kisa ambayo kimefanyika kama mwendo wa saa 10:30 kuelekea kama kumefajiri tayari. Sasa ni huzuni kwetu sana, na tungeomba serikali ichukue mkondo yake, ifuatilie, ijue hii maneno imekuwa na chanzo, na hizi kama familia tungeomba serikali iangalie hii maneno, ijue mwenye alifanya hii maneno ni nani.
Mimi Mera Bwasiko, mtoto wa mama aliyekatwa hadi akakufa kutoka Psihale Panga. Hiyo mambo ya mama yetu imetupatia wasiwasi mwingi, na tunaweza taka serikali ikatende haki kulingana na vile mama yetu alitendewa.
Mimi kwa majina naitwa Naomi Ayeta. Huyu ni jirani yangu na nimehuzunika sana kulingana na kifo yake. Ilikuwa kifo ya ghafla. Sasa hatujui sisi wajane tuishi namna gani. Wale watu hawana watu wa kuishi nao. Serikali ikipenda itupikanie huyo mtu tupate haki yake, haki yetu.
In Bungoma County, women leaders are demanding justice after shocking allegations that a nurse at a private hospital raped a student within the health facility. Led by MCA Evelyn Anyango, the leaders have condemned the incident as both shameful and betrayal of trust, calling on the Ministry of Health and security agencies to launch immediate investigations. They are also demanding that the hospital hand over CCTV footage from the night the crime is alleged to have happened. Meanwhile, the accused nurse has already been arraigned in court and released on a cash bail of 200,000 shillings. The case is set to be mentioned again on November the 5th.
It was lured into that act by that male nurse, and my word is, let the hospital cooperate with the investigating officers so that we can exactly know what happened. Tunataka wapeane CCTV hospital footage kutoka katika hiyo hospitali ili tujue kabisa ni nini ilitendeka. Mambo ya watu kusema ya kuwa mwanafunzi huyu alikuwa miaka 18 ama alikuwa miaka 20 ama alikuwa miaka 15, sisi kama kina mama tunasema tunakataa. Bora mwanafunzi yuko kwa uniform, apewe heshima yake ya kukua mwanafunzi.
Na tunataka kuambia pia IPOA tuhakikishe kwamba kusikue na compromise katika kesi hii, kwa sababu katika Bungoma County kumekuwa na visa vingi sana vya GBV, vya mambo ya rape, mambo ya kupea watoto wa shule mimba, na vitu kama hizi zikiendelea kukosa kuongelewa kwa ukali unaofaa, utaendelea kuumiza watoto wetu, na ile pale mbeleni hatutakuwa na watu wa kushikilia jamii yetu.
Kwanza hao wanatakana kuwa castrated. Mimi siwezi pembezana na mtu kama huyo. Hao ndio wanaume wanaenda kuharibu watoto wengine. Hata haribu mmoja ataharibu watoto wengi sana. Sasa langu ni kwamba wanaume kama hao washikwe na wekwe ndani milele.
Na tunataka kusema ya kwamba minister wetu wa health Mheshimiwa Duale, vile ulivyofanya uchunguzi na ukapata ya kwamba kuna hospitali zingine hasifanyi haki katika maneno ya SHA. Tunataka kukuona katika hali kama hizi ili ukaweze kutoa uamuzi ulio sawa na uchunguzi, ili kama hospitali kama hizi zinatumika kuwa maficho kwa watoto wetu ili wakatumike vibaya na kuharibu destiny zao.
And may justice be delivered to the family. And that brings us to the end of tonight's EBN Prime Edition. On behalf of our sign language interpreter Laura Mondi and the entire EBN News team led by my director Mr. David, and on camera Brother Michael Dipo, I'm George Kayesi, and thank you for staying with us this Friday evening. And as usual, remember this: stop trying to prove yourself and start improving yourself. The people who truly matter will see your growth. You won't need to prove it to them. And from all of us here at EBN TV, we wish you a peaceful night and a blessed weekend. Goodbye and God bless.